As dawn breaks over the Serengeti, the land awakens beneath a golden sky. The endless grasslands stretch to the horizon, dotted with ancient acacia trees that stand as silent sentinels over this living wilderness. Here the pulse of Africa beats strongest, a symphony of life where every blade of grass, every shadow and every movement tells a story of survival and harmony. The great herds begin their ancient migration, hooves drumming a steady rhythm across the earth. Elephants, wise and deliberate, carve silent paths through the tall grass, while wild dogs move with coordinated precision, their senses attuned to every subtle change in the wind. Lions, cloaked in golden fur, watch with unwavering focus, their eyes reflecting the promise and peril of the day. Zebras graze in tight formation, their stripes blending into the shimmering heat, while black rhinos navigate cautiously, each step a testament to their resilience. Grazers sweep across the plains, transforming sunlight into energy, their presence shaping the very landscape. Elephants feed on towering grasses, their trunks moving with gentle strength, sculpting the ecosystem with every meal. Predators emerge from the shadows, lions stalking with silent intent, wild dogs orchestrating swift pursuits, and cheetahs unleashing bursts of speed that blur the boundary between predator and prey. New life arrives with the rains. Wildebeest calves take their first trembling steps, while vultures spiral above, ever watchful for nature's next offering. The cycle of birth and death is mirrored in the shifting clouds, each season renewing the promise of abundance. Across the plains, species intermingle in a delicate balance. Rhinos and warthogs roam side by side, elephants gather at watering holes, and the air vibrates with the calls of countless birds, each note a thread in the Serengeti's living tapestry. Predators rest in the shade, ever alert, while grazers remain vigilant, their lives intertwined in a perpetual dance of caution and opportunity. Every encounter shapes the destiny of the plains. Bonds are forged in the wild. Elephant herds share gentle touches. Lion cubs tumble in playful rivalry, and zebras nuzzle in quiet companionship, each interaction strengthening the fabric of their communities. Time sweeps across the Serengeti in waves, clouds race overhead, wildebeest thunder in mass migration, and lions feast in the aftermath of the hunt. The land is in constant motion, shaped by forces both seen and unseen. At the heart of it all, the connections between species are intricate and profound. At watering holes, boundaries dissolve, wildebeest and zebra graze together, elephants and warthogs share the same precious resource, each life dependent on the next. As the sun rises higher, illuminating the savanna in breathtaking light, we embark on a journey into this extraordinary world, a realm where every heartbeat echoes the wild spirit of Africa. African wild dogs, known as painted wolves, are the Serengeti's most formidable hunters, renowned for their speed, stamina, and extraordinary social bonds. Each wild dog's coat is a one-of-a-kind mosaic, providing camouflage in the shifting light of the savanna. Their large, rounded ears not only enhance their hearing, but also help dissipate heat during relentless pursuits. Packs can number up to 30 individuals, moving as a single fluid unit. Their hunts are meticulously orchestrated. Some dogs drive prey forward, while others anticipate and intercept, creating a living net across the plains. With relentless energy, they pursue antelope and even wildebeest calves, using relay tactics to wear down their quarry. Their hunts are swift and efficient, with a success rate that can soar to 85%, far surpassing other predators. After the chase, the youngest pack members are given priority at the feast. Adults regurgitate meat for pups, as well as for older or injured packmates, ensuring no one is left behind. This deep-rooted altruism is rare among carnivores. Wild dogs nurture their sick and wounded, reinforcing bonds that are vital for the pack's survival. Ever restless, wild dogs traverse territories that can span over 1,000 square kilometres. Their nomadic lifestyle demands constant movement as they follow migrating herds and shifting prey. The Serengeti's open grasslands are their domain, a vast living tapestry where every sunrise brings new challenges and opportunities. Yet even the most skilled hunters are vulnerable. Shrinking wild spaces and competition with other predators threaten their fragile existence. Within the pack, communication is constant. Yelps, whines and tail signals coordinate movement and reinforce unity. Every member has a role, from vigilant sentinels to playful pups, learning the art of the hunt. Their continued presence is a testament to the resilience of nature's most intricate societies, thriving only where wilderness endures. Each hunt is a masterclass in strategy, bursts of speed, sudden turns, and seamless teamwork, all unfolding in the golden light of the Serengeti. The painted wolves, ever united, remind us that in the wild, survival is not just about strength, but about the unbreakable bonds of the pack. The wildebeest is the engine of the Serengeti, but their journey is inseparable from the rivers that carve through this vast wilderness. Each year, the Great Migration follows the rhythm of rainfall, drawing herds toward the life-giving waters that thread the plains. Over 1.5 million wildebeest travel in search of fresh grass and water, their hooves churning the earth and shaping the land as they move. Their grazing stimulates new growth, keeping the grasslands healthy for all, while their droppings enrich the soil, fueling a cycle of renewal. Wildebeest act as a single superorganism, guided by collective instinct and the scent of distant rain, moving in unison toward the promise of water. The rivers are both a source of life and a gauntlet of danger. Crocodiles lurk beneath the surface and predators wait at the banks, turning each crossing into a test of survival. When the rains arrive, synchronized birthing floods the plains with calves. The abundance of young overwhelms predators, ensuring that many will survive to continue the journey. Even in death, wildebeest play a vital role. Their bodies feed scavengers like vultures and hyenas, while their remains return nutrients to the soil, sustaining the ecosystem. The migration is a cycle of life, death, and renewal. As wildebeest move, they open up new grazing for zebras and antelope, and their passage shapes the very landscape. Their journey is long and dangerous, with steep riverbanks and swift currents testing their endurance at every turn. As dusk falls, the herds press on, their silhouettes etched against the sky, dust rising in their wake, a living force that shapes the destiny of the Serengeti. Their unity is their strength. Together they face the challenges of the wild, driven by instinct and the unbreakable bond to water and grass. The Great Migration is a spectacle of survival and renewal, a testament to the resilience of life along the river's edge. Without the wildebeest, the rivers would run silent, the grasslands would wither, and the Serengeti would lose its heartbeat. They are truly the pulse of this wild land, their journey sustaining the river of life that flows through Africa's heart. African bush elephants are the Serengeti's keystone species, shaping the land for all. Their immense size and presence are impossible to ignore. and their influence extends far beyond their own survival. As the largest land animals, elephants consume hundreds of pounds of vegetation daily. Their appetite and strength transform the savanna as they feed on grasses, shrubs, and even strip bark from trees. By uprooting and toppling trees, they prevent forests from overtaking the grasslands, maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. This constant reshaping of the landscape creates open spaces where sunlight can reach the ground, encouraging the growth of grasses that sustain grazers like zebras and wildebeest. During the harsh dry season, elephants use their powerful trunks and tusks to dig deep wells in parched riverbeds, uncovering hidden water and creating vital oases for countless animals. These waterholes become lifelines, attracting a diverse array of wildlife. Elephants' ability to locate and access water ensures the survival of many species through the most unforgiving months. Beyond their physical impact, elephants communicate using infrasound, deep, low-frequency rumbles that travel for miles, allowing herds to coordinate movements and maintain contact across vast distances. Their social bonds are profound, with family groups led by experienced matriarchs who guide the herd with wisdom and memory. Elephants display empathy, cooperation, and even mourning behaviors, revealing a depth of intelligence rare among animals. Without their constant activity, the savanna would gradually revert to dense woodland, unable to support the rich diversity of life that now thrives here. Elephants are true architects of the Serengeti, shaping the land with every action. Their footprints carve pathways through the wilderness, and their daily routines create habitats for insects, birds, and mammals alike. Each step leaves a lasting impression, both physically and ecologically. The survival of countless species depends on the elephant's presence. Their role as ecosystem engineers ensures that the Serengeti remains a mosaic of habitats, supporting everything from the smallest insects to the largest predators. Elephants are living proof of nature's interconnectedness, their lives woven into the fabric of the wild. Their legacy is written across the plains of the Serengeti, an enduring testament to the power and importance of these gentle giants. Beneath the calm surface of Africa's rivers, the hippopotamus reigns as a silent powerhouse, its true nature often concealed by water and shadow. Too dense to float, hippos move with surprising agility along the riverbed, their massive forms gliding through murky depths. By spending daylight hours submerged, they shield their delicate skin from the relentless African sun and lurking parasites. Their skin secretes a unique red fluid, often called blood sweat, which acts as both sunscreen and a natural antibiotic, warding off infection from wounds and bites. At night, they emerge silently to graze, covering vast distances in search of fresh grass. Despite their bulk, hippos are swift and unpredictable. Their territorial instincts are triggered by the slightest intrusion, and their immense jaws, armed with razor-sharp incisors, can crush bone and cleave through thick vegetation or rivals alike. Their tusks, constantly honed by grinding, are not just for show. In fierce underwater battles, these weapons inflict deep wounds, asserting dominance and defending precious territory from other hippos and lurking crocodiles. Hippos are vital links between land and water. Each night, their journeys from river to grassland transfer nutrients, but also expose them to hidden dangers, steep banks, tangled roots, and lurking predators like lions waiting in the darkness. Their dung, rich in nutrients, fertilizes aquatic habitats, fueling blooms of algae and feeding swarms of fish. Yet this abundance can also attract opportunistic predators and scavengers, creating a delicate balance between life and risk. As they carve channels through mud and reeds, hippos reshape wetlands, sometimes trapping smaller creatures or altering water flow, unintended hazards for the ecosystem's lesser-known inhabitants. Their immense presence supports entire food webs. Birds perch on their backs, picking off parasites, while fish gather in their wake. Yet these alliances are fragile. One shift in the hippo's behaviour can disrupt the balance, sending ripples through the ecosystem. As dusk falls, the river's most formidable resident emerges, a reminder that power and vulnerability coexist in every corner of the wild. Hidden among reeds, their watchful eyes betray a life of constant vigilance, ever alert to threats from both water and land. In the Serengeti, every creature faces unseen perils. For the hippopotamus, survival means mastering both the dangers they create and those they cannot see, making them true architects of Africa's wild waterways. In the heart of the Serengeti, lions reign as the ultimate social predators. Their power is not just in muscle or fang, but in the intricate bonds that unite the pride. Each pride is a tapestry of related females, their cubs, and a coalition of dominant males. Together, they form a living fortress on the plains. The pride's strength lies in its numbers and its structure. Lionesses, often sisters or cousins, work in seamless harmony. Their synchronized movements, silent, calculated and precise, allow them to encircle prey with astonishing efficiency. Every hunt is a lesson in strategy as lionesses fan out, using the tall grass as cover, communicating with subtle glances and tail flicks. Cubs, the future of the pride, are nurtured and protected by all the females. Play-fighting in the golden light, they learn the skills of stalking and pouncing, watched over by vigilant mothers and aunts. Young males on the cusp of adulthood spar at the pride's edge, honing their strength for the day they must challenge for dominance or seek a pride of their own. When the hunt begins, the pride becomes a single organism. Lionesses lead the charge, their bodies low and muscles coiled. With explosive speed, they close the distance, targeting the weakest or most vulnerable prey. Their teamwork allows them to bring down animals many times their size, yet even with such power, success is never guaranteed. Only about 1 in 4 hunts ends in a meal, and the aftermath is a silent, tense feast as scavengers gather at the periphery, waiting for their turn. The pride's influence extends far beyond the hunt. Their presence alone sends ripples through the ecosystem. Herds of wildebeest and zebra graze with one eye always watching the horizon, their movements shaped by the lion's silent patrols. Antelope freeze, ears twitching, as a lioness's gaze sweeps the grasslands. This landscape of fear keeps herbivore populations in check, preventing overgrazing and allowing the grasslands to flourish. Roaring at dusk, the pride's dominant males announce their presence. Their thunderous calls echo for miles, marking territory and warning rivals. These roars also serve as a rallying cry, drawing the pride together and reassuring cubs scattered in the grass. Within the pride, bonds are reinforced through grooming and gentle nuzzles. Lionesses share meals, care for each other's young, and defend their territory as one. Even in rest, their unity is clear. Bodies pressed together, eyes scanning the horizon, always alert to danger or opportunity. Lions are not just hunters, they are architects of balance. Their survival ensures the health of the Serengeti, shaping the land with every hunt, every roar, every silent patrol. The pride's legacy is etched in the grass, in the wary eyes of prey, and in the thriving ecosystem that surrounds them. In the end, the true power of the pride is found in unity, strategy, and the unbreakable bonds that tie each lion to the next. They are the heartbeat of the wild, guardians of the grasslands, and living symbols of Africa's untamed spirit. In the vast Serengeti, plains zebras are the intrepid trailblazers, forging ahead of the great herds. Their keen senses and unwavering resolve make them the first to venture into new grazing grounds, guiding wildebeest, gazelles and other followers across the endless grasslands. Zebras specialize in consuming the coarse, fibrous grass that others avoid. By cropping these tough blades, they expose tender shoots beneath, inviting wildebeest and antelope to follow, a silent partnership that shapes the rhythm of migration. Their iconic stripes, once an enigma, serve as dazzling camouflage. When zebras cluster together, their patterns merge, bewildering predators and making it nearly impossible to single out an individual. These stripes also disrupt the vision of biting insects, such as tsetse flies and horseflies, reducing the risk of disease and irritation in the relentless African sun. Within their tight-knit families, each zebra recognizes others by their unique stripe patterns. No two are ever alike. Mothers and foals bond through gentle nuzzles and soft calls, forging connections that last a lifetime. The dominant stallion stands as sentinel, ever watchful, ready to defend his harem from rivals or lurking predators. Meanwhile, females reinforce their bonds through mutual grooming, sharing comfort and trust. Adapted to endure drought and distance, zebras traverse arid plains and swollen rivers, their resilience allowing them to flourish where few others can survive. As they move, zebras weave a living tapestry through the Serengeti, their presence vital to the ecosystem's delicate balance. They open pathways, disperse seeds, and create opportunities for countless other species. True pioneers, zebras carve the first trails across the plains, their courage and cooperation ensuring the survival of the Serengeti's wild heart. The black rhino, a solitary and elusive giant of the African plains, is instantly recognizable by its hooked upper lip, an adaptation for browsing on shrubs and thorny acacias. Its thick, armour-like skin protects it from thorns and insect bites, while its acute sense of smell and hearing compensate for poor eyesight. Quick to charge when startled, the black rhino relies on its powerful build and heightened senses for self-preservation. Territorial by nature, it marks its range with dung and urine, warning rivals to keep their distance. Its horns, composed of keratin, serve as formidable weapons against predators and rivals, and are also used to dig for water and uproot tough vegetation during dry spells. Despite their strength, black rhinos remain vulnerable to natural threats and environmental changes, requiring constant vigilance as they navigate the savanna. Sharing these grasslands, warthogs are resourceful survivors, equipped with keen senses and a remarkable ability to detect danger. They make use of abandoned aardvark burrows, which provide essential shelter from predators and extreme temperatures, especially for their vulnerable young. A mother warthog leads her piglets in single file, her vigilance and leadership crucial for their survival as they traverse open terrain. Her tail, held upright like a flag, acts as a visual guide for her young, ensuring they remain together in the tall grass. Once inside a burrow, she positions herself defensively at the entrance, using her body as a barrier against intruders. Her sharp, curved tusks are formidable weapons, capable of deterring even determined predators. These underground refugees are vital, offering protection from the harsh midday sun and the ever-present threat of predation. Predators such as lions and leopards frequently patrol the savanna, making vigilance and secure shelter essential for survival. Despite their differences, both rhinos and warthogs exemplify the need for adaptation, whether through physical strength or behavioral ingenuity, to thrive in the Serengeti. Their daily routines and interactions reveal a complex web of survival strategies, each finely tuned to the challenges of the plains. In this world of giants and hunters, every adaptation, no matter how small, can tip the balance between life and death. Specialized feeding techniques, defensive behaviors, and physical traits all contribute to their ongoing survival. The Serengeti's extraordinary diversity is shaped by these remarkable stories of adaptation, resilience, and the relentless drive to survive. As dawn breaks over the Serengeti, the land awakens in a symphony of life, each creature attuned to the rhythms of survival and coexistence. Elephants, the architects of the plains, carve pathways through dense brush, opening up new grazing grounds for zebras and antelope. Their movements shape the very landscape, allowing grasses to flourish and waterholes to remain accessible. Predators like lionesses and wild dogs orchestrate the ebb and flow of life, targeting the vulnerable and ensuring only the fittest survive. Their presence prevents overgrazing, maintaining the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey. Across the plains, herds intermingle, each species finely tuned to the needs and signals of others. Wildebeest migrations trigger the regrowth of grasses, while zebras' grazing patterns prepare the land for those who follow. The Serengeti itself is a living mosaic, where every animal, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, contributes to the health of the ecosystem. The absence of one can ripple through the web, altering the fate of many. As the golden light bathes the migrating wildebeest, black rhinos graze in solitude, their presence a testament to resilience. Each migration, each solitary grazer is a thread in the tapestry of life, woven over millennia. At watering holes, alliances form, elephant herds shield their calves, while zebras and warthogs drink side by side, their vigilance and cooperation a silent pact against lurking dangers. As the sun rises once more, the Serengeti's story continues, an endless cycle of adaptation, interdependence and hope, where the balance of nature is both fragile and enduring, written in the footsteps of its wild inhabitants. As darkness cloaks the Serengeti, a new cast of characters emerges, drawn by the promise of cooler air and the cover of night. The savanna, now bathed in silver moonlight, transforms into a stage of silent intrigue, where the secret lives of Africa's nocturnal predators unfold. Beneath the acacia canopy, the elusive leopard moves like a whisper, its rosette-patterned coat melting seamlessly into the dappled shadows. With patient precision, it stalks an unsuspecting impala, pausing only when the wind shifts. Every muscle tenses, eyes reflecting the faintest glimmer of starlight before a sudden, explosive leap. The hunt is swift, efficient, and silent. High in the branches, the leopard secures its prize, safe from scavengers, and vanishes once more into the darkness. Elsewhere, a pair of spotted hyenas patrol the open plains, their keen senses attuned to every sound. Contrary to their reputation, hyenas are formidable hunters, working in coordinated silence to outmaneuver their prey. Their eerie calls echo across the night, a haunting lullaby that signals both dominance and unity. As they feast, jackals linger at the periphery, their sharp eyes alert for any overlooked scraps. In the dense undergrowth, servals prowl with delicate grace, their oversized ears swivelling to catch the faintest rustle of rodents. With a sudden pounce, a serval snatches a mouse from its burrow, demonstrating the remarkable adaptations that allow these solitary hunters to thrive where others cannot. The African night is also ruled by the silent flyers. Giant eagle owls and barn owls glide low over the grasslands, their wings engineered for silent flight. With pinpoint accuracy, they swoop down on unsuspecting insects and small mammals, their eyes glowing in the darkness. As the hours pass, the nocturnal drama unfolds in perfect synchrony. Each predator, from the stealthy civet to the agile genet, plays a vital role in the Serengeti's ecosystem, keeping populations in check and ensuring the cycle of life continues. With the first blush of dawn, these secret hunters retreat to their hidden dens and perches, their nightly stories written only in paw prints and the hush of the waking plains. The Serengeti rests, poised for another day, its mysteries deepened by the shadows of the night. As dawn breaks over the endless grasslands, Africa awakens to a timeless ritual, a delicate dance of survival choreographed by instinct and evolution. Here, every creature, whether hunter or hunted, is bound together in a web of connection, where each action ripples through the ecosystem in silent harmony. On the open plains, a herd of impalas grazes with vigilant eyes. Their ears flick and muscles twitch, attuned to the faintest sound, a distant rustle, a brush of wind. In the golden light, a cheetah crouches low, every sinew primed for the chase. It is not malice that drives her, but necessity. Her cubs wait, hidden in the tall grass, depending on her success for their survival. But the impalas are not mere victims. Their strength lies in unity. Alert calls ripple through the herd, triggering a cascade of movement. When the cheetah sprints, the impalas scatter in a dazzling display of agility, zigzagging through the grass in a desperate bid for escape. For every successful hunt, many more end in a standoff, a testament to the prey's resilience and adaptability. In the wetlands, a crocodile lies in ambush beneath the water's surface. A flock of crowned cranes wades nearby, their sharp eyes wary of the slightest disturbance. The crane's vigilance is their defence, a learned wariness passed down through generations. Sometimes a single misstep is all the crocodile needs. But more often the birds evade, survival won by caution and the wisdom of the flock. Far above, a battler eagle circles, its shadow gliding over a troop of baboons. The baboons, ever watchful, sound alarm calls at the faintest sign of danger. Their young cling tightly to their mothers, shielded by the group's protective embrace. The eagle, in turn, scans for opportunities, ever patient, ever persistent. Each encounter, each pursuit, is a lesson in balance. Predators sharpen their skills with every failed attempt, while prey evolve new strategies for evasion. This intricate interplay ensures that neither side triumphs absolutely. Instead, both are refined, stronger, wiser, more attuned to the rhythms of the wild. It is not a battle of good versus evil, but a perpetual negotiation, where survival depends on respect for the rules of the game. In the heart of Africa, predator and prey are partners in the oldest dance of all, one that sustains the land, shapes its inhabitants, and fills every sunrise with the promise of another day. In the vast theatre of African wildlife, the spotlight often shines on the mighty lions, swift cheetahs, and towering elephants. Yet woven into the tapestry of the savanna and bush are the continent's smallest predators, masters of stealth and adaptation, whose survival depends on wit, agility, and ingenuity. As the sun rises, the African grasslands come alive with movement far beneath the gaze of the great hunters. A slender mongoose darts through the dew-laden grass, its nose twitching with anticipation. For this little carnivore, danger lurks at every turn, but so does opportunity. Relying on keen senses and lightning reflexes, the mongoose targets its preferred prey: venomous snakes, scorpions, and insects. With calculated strikes, it dodges fangs and stingers, using speed and agility to outmaneuver even the deadliest adversaries. Nearby, a family of dwarf mongooses emerges from their burrow. Their strength lies in numbers. Sentinels stand guard, while others forage, chirping alarm calls at the first sign of a threat from above or below. This social bond ensures safety, allowing each member to play its part in the survival of the group. In the undergrowth, the serval stalks with silent precision. With oversized ears swiveling like satellite dishes, it listens for the faint rustle of rodents beneath the grass. A sudden leap, high and graceful, is all it takes to snatch a meal from its hidden lair. The serval's solitary hunting style contrasts with the mongoose's teamwork, yet both are tailored for efficiency in a world where every meal counts. Meanwhile, the African pygmy owl waits motionless on a low branch. Its camouflage blends perfectly with the bark, rendering it nearly invisible. With nightfall, this tiny predator springs into action, its flight silent, its aim unerring. Insects, small reptiles, and even other birds fall prey to its remarkable patience and precision. Each of these diminutive hunters carves out a niche in the ecosystem, their strategies as varied as their habitats. Whether by speed, stealth, cunning, or cooperation, Africa's smallest predators remind us that survival is not reserved for the strong alone. It is equally the triumph of the quick, the clever, and the brave. In the unseen corners of the wild, the little hunters play their vital role, maintaining balance, shaping the landscape, and ensuring that the story of Africa's predators is richer and more complex than meets the eye. Across the African continent, time is marked not by the ticking of a clock, but by the rhythm of the seasons. The landscape transforms as the dry months stretch endlessly, parching the earth and shrinking rivers to dusty memory. Then, with a single storm, the world is reborn, lush, green, and teeming with new life. For Africa's predators, these shifting seasons are more than a backdrop. They are the very stage upon which survival is written. As the rains retreat and the land cracks under the relentless sun, the great prides of lions grow restless. Prey herds scatter, following phantom streams in search of water. Lions abandon their familiar hunting grounds, navigating vast distances beneath the shimmering heat haze. Their strategies shift. No longer able to rely on ambush near waterholes, they become nomads, tracking the migrations and learning the patterns of desperate antelope and zebra. Leopards, masters of the shadows, face new challenges as the lush cover of the wet season withers away. Where once they could vanish among thick leaves, now they must rely on patience and ingenuity. They hunt by moonlight, timing their movements to the deepest darkness, and stash their kills high in the sparse branches, safe from scavengers. Cheetahs, the fleet-footed sprinters of the savanna, time their hunts to the cool hours of dawn and dusk as the dry season intensifies. Their prey, weakened by thirst and hunger, may be easier to catch, but the risks are greater. Competition is fierce, and every meal is a precious prize. Each chase is a gamble, where exhaustion and heat threaten predator and prey alike. When the first rains return, the savanna is transformed almost overnight. Grass springs back in vibrant green, and prey species gather in abundance. For predators, the bounty is short-lived. The sudden wealth of food means more mouths to feed. Cubs, pups and chicks born during the lean months now demand constant attention. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, follow the herds, scavenging and hunting in equal measure, their calls echoing across the sodden plains. In the floodplains, crocodiles lie in wait as receding waters funnel fish and antelope into narrow channels. Timing is everything. One miscalculation, and a season's worth of opportunity slips away with the current. Even the smallest hunters feel the pulse of the seasons. Servals and mongooses adjust their territories and routines, tracking the movements of insects and rodents that flourish in the wet and vanish in the dry. Through drought and deluge, famine and feast, Africa's predators reveal their greatest strength, the ability to adapt. In this ever-changing world, survival is not guaranteed by tooth or claw alone, but by the wisdom to read the signs of the land and the courage to change with the times. The story of predator and prey is written anew with each passing season, a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and the unbreakable bond between life and the land. In the theatre of the African wild, the most successful hunters are not always the fastest or the strongest, but those who master the art of invisibility. Here, survival often hinges on the delicate balance between being seen and not. Camouflage and stealth are the silent allies of Africa's predators, shaping every move, every breath, every calculated step. In the golden grasslands, the tawny coats of lions dissolve into the sunlit savanna. Their muted fur mirrors the shifting hues of the landscape, rendering them nearly invisible to unsuspecting prey. With bodies pressed low and movements measured, they close the distance in silence, inch by inch, until the final explosive charge. Leopards, the phantoms of the forest, take camouflage to an art form. Their rosetted coats break up their outline among dappled shadows and tangled branches. High in the trees or nestled in thick underbrush, a leopard can wait for hours, unseen by both prey and rival predators. Each calculated movement is guided by patience, their presence betrayed only by the flick of a tail or a glint of golden eye. Cheetahs, though built for speed, are also masters of stealth. Their slim bodies and spotted pelts blend seamlessly with the patchwork of grass and scrub. Before the chase, they stalk with extraordinary care, flattening themselves to the earth, moving only when the wind favours their approach. Every muscle tenses in anticipation as they edge closer, undetected, until the moment to strike arrives. Even the smallest hunters rely on nature's disguises. The serval, with its tall, speckled frame, vanishes among the reeds and tall grasses, ears swivelling to catch the faintest rustle. The African wild dog, with its mottled coat, melts into the dappled light of the bush, coordinating with the pack to encircle prey unseen. For prey, the world is a constant test of perception. The ability to spot a hidden predator can mean the difference between life and death. But for the hunters, it is the skill of becoming a shadow, a whisper, a fleeting pattern in the grass that tips the scales in their favour. In the great game of survival, camouflage and stealth are as vital as tooth and claw. They are the unseen forces that shape every hunt, every narrow escape, and every story written in the dust and grass of Africa's wild heart. As the sun sets and the shadows lengthen, the masters of disguise emerge, silent, unseen, and ever patient, reminding us that in Africa, survival belongs to those who can disappear. In the boundless wilderness of Africa, water is more than a resource. It is the very axis upon which survival turns. Rivers, lakes, and ancient waterholes carve invisible lines across the land, shaping the destinies of predator and prey alike. Here, the promise of water draws life from every corner of the savanna, making these oases the epicenters of fierce competition and delicate negotiation. As the dry season tightens its grip, the margins of water shrink and territories are redrawn. Lions, ever vigilant, patrol the muddy banks, their pride's boundaries defined by the curve of a river or the shaded pools beneath acacia trees. A pride's strength is measured not just in numbers, but in their control of these precious lifelines. Each roar in the night is both a warning and a claim, a declaration that this water and all it sustains belongs to them. Leopards, solitary and elusive, stake their domains on the hidden tributaries and secluded springs. With silent grace, they weave through reeds and tangled roots, marking trees and rocks with their scent. Each secret waterhole is a private kingdom, fiercely guarded against rivals who might trespass in search of a drink. Crocodiles, ancient rulers of the river, lie in wait beneath the surface, motionless, patient, and deadly. Their territories are defined not by scent or sound, but by the silent promise of power. Any creature, predator or prey, who dares approach their watery domain must do so with caution, for beneath the still surface, danger lurks in every ripple. Even the painted wolves, Africa's wild dogs, tailor their hunts to the rhythm of the water. Packs travel great distances, following the scent of moisture on the wind, knowing that prey will inevitably gather where water remains. Their territories expand and contract with the seasons, boundaries shifting like the flow of the rivers themselves. With each sunrise, the waterholes become arenas of both truce and tension. Predators and prey converge, sharing the same precious resource, bound by an unspoken code. For a brief moment, the thirst for survival outweighs the hunger for the hunt. But as the sun climbs higher and shadows shrink, the fragile peace dissolves. The game resumes, and the boundaries of power are tested once more. In Africa, water is life, and where there is life, there is conflict, strategy, and the ceaseless dance of survival. The influence of water shapes every territory, every encounter, every silent standoff at dawn and dusk. Here, the lifeblood of the land divides and unites, drawing invisible borders in the dust, a testament to the enduring power of nature's most essential gift. Across the sun-drenched plains and shadowed forests of Africa, a new generation of predators takes its first uncertain steps. For these youngsters, lion cubs, leopard kittens, cheetah cubs, and wild dog pups, the wild is a classroom, and every lesson is paid for in courage and caution. From the moment their eyes open, young predators are thrust into a world governed by instinct and danger. For lion cubs, the pride offers protection, but also a strict hierarchy. Only the strongest and most vigilant will survive the ever-present threat of rival males or prowling hyenas. In the tall grass, they learn to stalk, pounce, and play, each game a rehearsal for the serious business of survival. Leopard cubs, hidden high in tangled branches or deep within rocky dens, face solitude. Their mothers teach them to climb before they can run, to watch before they strike. Each night they listen to the sounds of the bush, every rustle a possible threat, every shadow a lurking danger. Cheetah cubs, born on the open savanna, are vulnerable to both predators and the elements. Their mother must move them constantly, keeping them out of sight of lions, hyenas, and even eagles. The cubs' early days are spent crouched in tall grass, learning the art of patience and the necessity of silence. For wild dog pups, survival is a team effort. The pack is their family and their fortress. Older siblings and aunts bring food and teach vital lessons: how to read the wind, how to coordinate a chase, how to listen for the alarm call of a distant bird. Each pup's place in the pack is earned through cooperation, not competition. Yet, for all, the path to adulthood is fraught with peril. Hunger is a constant companion, and injuries can be fatal. A single misstep, a careless leap, a missed warning call can mean the end. The bush is unforgiving, and only those who learn quickly, adapt swiftly, and trust their instincts will see another sunrise. As dusk falls and the stars emerge, young predators huddle close to their kin, absorbing the stories written in every paw print and every whispered growl. Their future is uncertain, but their spirit is indomitable. Each night brings new challenges, and each dawn is a victory, a small triumph in the epic journey from helplessness to mastery. The trials of the young are woven into the fabric of Africa's wild heart. For every predator that survives, the lessons of youth become the wisdom of the hunter. And so the cycle continues. Generation after generation, the perilous path to adulthood shapes the destiny of Africa's fiercest rulers. In the grand theatre of Africa's wild, survival is rarely a solo act. Here, beneath the endless sky, a complex web of relationships unfolds between predators and scavengers. A delicate balance where every role is vital and every actor plays their part. On the open savanna, a pride of lions brings down a wildebeest. The kill is swift, but the feast is fleeting. As the lions feed, their presence sends a signal across the plains. Spotted hyenas, masters of opportunism, wait at a respectful distance. Their laughter echoes, an audacious request for their share. Vultures spiral overhead, their sharp eyes tracking every movement below. When the lions have had their fill, the stage changes. Hyenas move in, their powerful jaws cracking bones too tough for others. They are not mere thieves, they are recyclers, ensuring that nothing goes to waste. Their clean-up acts reduce disease and return vital nutrients to the soil, nourishing new life. Above, the vultures descend in a flurry of wings. With beaks designed for precision, they strip the bones clean, reaching scraps even hyenas cannot. Each scavenger has a specialty, a niche carved by evolution. Jackals dart in at the edges, snatching morsels left behind, while marabou storks probe the ground for overlooked fragments. This is not rivalry, it is collaboration. Lions, leopards and cheetahs may be apex hunters, but their leftovers sustain an entire community. In turn, scavengers perform a silent service, cleaning the land and curbing the spread of disease. Even the smallest beetles, working unseen, play their part in this intricate cycle. Occasionally, roles blur. Spotted hyenas, though famous for scavenging, are skilled hunters in their own right. And sometimes lions themselves are forced to scavenge, following the calls of vultures to a forgotten carcass. In Africa, the line between predator and scavenger is not a boundary, it is a bridge. As the sun sets, the last traces of the kill vanish. Where life ended, new life begins. The grass will grow taller, nourished by the remains of the hunt. Tomorrow, the cycle will start anew. Predators and scavengers, united in the endless dance of survival. Here, in the heart of Africa, every life is connected. Each feast, each struggle, each silent partnership is a testament to the wild's most enduring truth. Survival is a symphony, and every note matters. Africa's wild heart beats to a rhythm shaped not only by tooth and claw, but by the relentless forces of nature itself. Here, survival is a test not just of strength, but of adaptability, where scorching droughts, sudden deluges, and shifting seasons challenge even the most formidable predators. Across the parched savanna, a lone cheetah moves with calculated energy. Each step is measured, conserving precious moisture as the midday sun blazes overhead. Her spotted coat reflects the light, while she seeks shade beneath a lone acacia, her breathing shallow, her body still, a strategy to minimize water loss. Elsewhere, a pride of lions gathers near a shrinking waterhole. The matriarch leads her family to drink at dawn and dusk, avoiding the heat of day. Instincts honed over generations guide them to hidden springs and seasonal rivers, lifelines in a land that can turn unforgiving overnight. In the arid heartlands, the elusive African wild dog faces a different trial. Their hunts are timed with the first hints of twilight, when temperatures drop and prey emerges. Their large rounded ears act as radiators, dissipating heat and keeping the pack cool during high-speed pursuits. As the rains finally arrive, the landscape transforms. Rivers swell, grasslands flourish, and the predators must adapt again. Leopards retreat to higher ground, their dappled coats melting into the thickening foliage. Crocodiles, dormant through the dry season, emerge to patrol flooded plains in search of new opportunities. Yet it is not just the giants who adapt. Smaller hunters, like servals and caracoles, shift their territories and alter their diets, exploiting the sudden abundance of rodents and birds brought by the rains. Their nimble bodies and keen senses help them thrive where others might falter. Through dust storms and downpours, heat waves and cold snaps, Africa's predators endure. Their survival is a living testament to evolution's ingenuity, a symphony of behaviours and adaptations, each note tuned to the continent's extremes. In this ever-changing world, resilience is the ultimate weapon. For those who call Africa home, every challenge is met with innovation, every hardship with courage. The elements may shape the land, but it is the spirit of adaptation that shapes its rulers. As dawn breaks over the African plains, a new chapter quietly unfolds. The world is changing, its patterns shifting, its rhythms evolving. For Africa's predators, the future is not a distant horizon, but a living, breathing challenge that begins with every sunrise. Across the savanna, a young lioness surveys her territory. The grass is shorter, the rains less predictable. Yet she is undeterred. Her golden eyes scan for opportunity, her instincts fine-tuned to a landscape in flux. In the absence of large herds, she learns to hunt smaller game, her movements more precise, her patience greater. Adaptation is her inheritance. In the dense forests, a solitary leopard moves with silent grace. The trees around her are changing. New species, new scents, new hiding places. She climbs higher, learning to stalk in the tangled canopy, her rosetted coat blending with the dappled light. The forest is alive with unfamiliar sounds, but she listens, learns, and survives. By the river banks, a coalition of cheetahs rests in the shade of a baobab tree. The river's flow has shifted, carving new paths through the earth. Fish and amphibians gather in the shallows, drawing birds and smaller mammals. The cheetahs adapt their hunting tactics, working together to ambush prey at the water's edge. Cooperation becomes their strength. In the arid north, a pack of African wild dogs navigates a mosaic of grass and sand. The wind carries the scent of distant rain, rare, precious. The pack's territory stretches wider than before, and their journeys grow longer. Yet they remain united, their bonds unbreakable, their resilience unmatched. Meanwhile, the night belongs to the stealthy. Servals, bat-eared foxes and genets emerge under the cover of darkness, exploiting new food sources, weaving through the shadows of a transformed world. Their adaptability is their shield, their future written in quicksilver movements and clever minds. Africa's predators face a future of uncertainty, but also of possibility. Each species, each individual, writes its own story, a tale of change, of innovation, of hope. The world may shift around them, but the spirit of survival endures. In the wild heart of Africa, tomorrow is not feared. It is embraced. And as the sun sets, casting gold across the endless land, the future's promise is clear. Africa's predators will continue to reign, not by force alone, but by the timeless power of adaptation.